Have you ever tried to create colorful chess diagrams with added markers, numbers and letters? This is all possible on Logic Board. The interface is intentionally friendly and inviting. It is tempting to start drawing on the board canvas immediately, and indeed many children do. You can populate the board with chess pieces, counters of different shapes, mathematical symbols, smileys, flags, and many other icons. Drag the piece, symbol, or shape to the square where you want it. The board can be a normal chessboard. This is the default setting, or an 8x8 grid. Go to Board Settings in the menu to make this change. The grid can be more suitable for certain strategy games than the chessboard, such as in cats and dogs. It is possible to show the board with or without coordinates. If you toggle Flip Board, all users of this board will see their board upside down, and this is how the image will be exported too. This may not be your intention. Individual players, instead, can view their board upside down by clicking Flip Board in the bottom left corner of the screen. Use board notes to provide information about your board, such as game rules or exercise instructions. Create a focus view of the board notes by clicking on the magnifying glass. Press the pen icon to edit the text. If you don't need any board notes, you can turn it off here. You can choose the piece set in the left box. Simply click on this black knight to swap between different piece sets. With the arrows, you can turn the chess pieces upside down or pick checker pieces. Instead of white and black, you can color the pieces by clicking on the palette symbol. The currently active color is the one in which the arrow, line and paintbrush are displayed in the lower right box. You switch to another color by clicking on one of the other 8 colors there. Let's get colorfully creative on Logic Board. It's possible to paint individual squares of the board in a variety of colors. Make sure the color you want is active and just click on the square you want to color. To put numbers or letters onto the counter icons, first choose the color of the counter from the palette. The shape can be a circle, a square, or a triangle. Now click on the 1, 2, 3 ABC symbol and the editor will open where you can choose a letter or a number. We are drawing the knight's contour. We use a particular color for all areas from where the knight controls the same number of squares. For example, from the purple corner squares, the knight controls 2 squares, while in the 16 central squares, the number of control squares increases to 8. Therefore, all these central squares are colored the same. Here we used red. You can use negative numbers too. Either press the arrow to decrease from 1 or simply type in your chosen number. There is also an option to increase the numbers or letters automatically. When working with numbered counters, click on the small wheel to bring up the editor. Chess arithmetic is easy on Logic Board. Combine chess pieces and numbers to create interesting exercises. Use numbered counters for large numbers and negative numbers. It is possible to draw lines and arrows on Logic Board in different colors and thickness. To draw a line or an arrow, click on the line or arrow icon to activate it. The icon will turn to the left and next to it a slider will appear. You can change the thickness of the line on the vertical slider to the right. Thin is up, thick is down. Now click on the point where your line or arrow shall start and then on the point where it shall end. You don't have to be super exact because the points snap to the midpoints, corners or sides of the squares, whichever is closest. To delete a specific arrow or line only, first you must deactivate the arrow or line function by clicking on the arrow symbol to the right of the board if it is still active. Then click on the start point of the line or arrow twice, or alternately on the end, then on the start point. To navigate between the options, it's useful to know that there are 5 graphics layers. On the bottom layer are squares painted with the paintbrush. The second layer contains the following objects: numbers, arithmetic operators, icons for blue water, green bush, and grey stones. The third layer comprises plain and numbered counters, smileys, and flags. The fourth layer comprises chess and other playing pieces. The fifth layer contains guiding symbols, green ticks, and red crosses. Objects from the same layer will replace one another if put on the same square. Objects that belong to different layers will be packed on top of each other in order of their layer number. Click on the bin symbol and confirm to erase everything on the board. Later, you can get it all back by walking back in the board's history using the arrows. Export any diagram that you have created as a high-quality PNG file by choosing Export Image in the menu. The image file will be saved in your Downloads folder.